America! America! Because America. Because America. American? Growing up as kids, we were all told little lies. Lies that, Santa Claus is a thing, or the Easter Bunny, or the Tooth Fairy. And you know what? Those are okay. Because they promoted things like imagination, which is the essence of discovery, as a wise gorilla once told me. It even helps us to forge our own paths. And yeah, at some point we are told the truth, but it's okay because it gave us that outlet of creativity to see the world in a completely different light. The lie can be so damaging that when you learn the truth, it changes your whole entire perspective on something to the point where you can't look at something in the same light anymore because it's been ruined.
Put the dinosaur down. Slowly. Slowly.
Like I said, 4Kids Entertainment. They were a licensing company. Their main goal was to license shows and sometimes produce their own original content. However, it's important to know our past and where we came from. So with that being said,
my fellow otaku and anime nerds, gather around for a tale of a time of days past. My friends, I speak of the truth. In my day, anime was not easy to get a hold of. Instead, we had to rely on Saturday morning cartoon blocks or occasional anime hour blocks on various networks. It was a darker time. We did not have fancy technology such as Crunchyroll or Netflix, as you all speak of.
Back then, anime was not easy to get a hold of. We had to rely on just occasional DVD release. We couldn't just stream it easy or just watch it on YouTube. We had Saturday morning cartoons. And at the forefront when it came to producing Saturday morning anime was none other than 4Kids Entertainment. You see, 4Kids started off small with Pokemon. In fact, they helped contribute to the whole Pokemon craze. And let's be honest, it's Pokemon. Not a lot of people cared for many of the changes that were made in Pokemon. Everybody was so focused on it's Pokemon and it's not American. Yeah, so what? The characters had English-sounding names. Like instead of Satoshi, you had Ash. Or instead of Misty, you had Katsumi. But you know what? Who cared? It's Pokemon! Although, that was just 4Kids to start. Just doing the English dub of Pokemon. And little did they know, or little did we all know, that this dub was going to cause a whole bunch of problems in the anime world of English dubs. But let's question, what did 4Kids do? Well, they would chop it up like a butcher, edit out some of the good stuff, or some things they considered as minor, and then they sprinkled on the localization, or as I like to call it, Americanization, making sure the anime was so Americanized, instead of the character being super Japanese or coming from a Japanese background, instead, you would have them be Cheeseburger McFreedom Pants. Because America. But some of the other anime they did were Kirby Right Back At Ya, where for some reason Meta Knight sounded like Antonio Banderas. Or another example would be Sonic X. Besides the other Sonic cartoons, there was a Sonic anime called Sonic X, where he's got to go fast. What 4Kids did was they had to make a bunch of edits, a lot of which being editing out certain scenes, mainly of Knuckles and strip clubs, as well as, for some reason, and call me crazy on this, and I don't know why, 4Kids hates words. Or should I say, they hate reading. You see, for some reason, the anime would have a lot of English words at different points, which they felt the need to airbrush out or change it to squiggles. Some examples would include being handed an invitation in which it had a whole bunch of things written on it, and then they cut out about half of it. Oh, or the scene where we see Amy Rose's passport, in which a lot of it was airbrushed out, as well as, you see, in the world of Sonic X, Sonic is usually called a little shit or a little bastard. But Sonic X isn't the only anime that suffered a heavy amount of edits. You see, another anime that 4Kids got their hands upon was a little something I like to call Shaman King. It's really good, but 4Kids kind of ruined it in a lot of ways. For example, names. You see, you had various characters with some obvious Japanese sounding names or names that just don't sound American. Take one of the characters. His name is Manta. Yeah. Or should we call him Morty? You have Horo Horo, who for some reason they thought, you know what? Let's name him Trey Racer. Because America. And of course, you've got Ryu. Oh, sorry, I'm not Ryu. I mean Ryo, who also for some reason sounds like Desi Arnaz from I Love Lucy. America! Other things were also changed in Shaman King. Violence was kind of toned down. You can't really see blood in a 4Kids anime, so that was airbrushed out. And the voices. I don't know what's 4Kids' obsession with this, but in a lot of their anime, they always have to give somebody a wacky accent. Take one of the main characters of Shaman King. His name is Ren Tao, or Len Tao, and he's Chinese with a British accent. Why? But the biggest crime that 4Kids did would have to be with their anime, Tokyo Mew Mew. Oh, I'm sorry, Mew Mew Power. You see, with Mew Mew Power, what they did wrong was everything. Everything. Everything got Americanized. Main character, Ichigo Momomiya? No, you mean Zoe Hansen. Even going down to the point where so many scenes were edited down to their transformation sequences. And to this day, out of the 51 episodes of Tokyo Mew Mew, Mew Mew Power only dubbed 26 of them, thus never completing the series. Why? Simple. They can make a lot of money off of the merchandising from it, so thus they canceled it. You see, that's another thing that 4Kids really pisses me off about. The fact that they cannot finish a series. They will cancel a series the moment it's not getting the best of ratings. They don't care about how the story goes. They'll just stop it. Okay, not a lot of people are focusing on it. All right, let's get rid of it. This wasn't the only time they did this. They did this again with F-Zero GP Legend. For all of you who don't know, F-Zero is a video game series by Nintendo. You know, Captain Falcon and all that jazz. But there was an anime, a retelling of the whole story. So, 4Kids got a hold of the anime. Out of the 51 episodes of F-Zero GP Legend that aired, only 15 were dubbed in English. Why? As usual, ratings. 4Kids legit did not give a shit about the fans. Their main goal was, is it going to make us money? They didn't care about quality. They cared about quantity. They cared about money. The CEO at the time of 4Kids, Alfred Kahn, he's spoken at many different anime conventions, saying shit like, kids don't care about reading anymore, and also stood by and defended the practice of Americanizing anime. You see, at some point, many other companies, you know, hell, this was a practice that was done early on because, you know, anime was still a new kind of field that no one knew a whole lot about. And as a result, many other companies did the whole Americanizing anime. But eventually, they stopped themselves from Americanizing it and just started, let's just translate it in English and just leave nothing out. That's how things are done now. Yu-Gi-Oh! Despite Yu-Gi-Oh! Being as big as moneymaker at the time, because they gave up the rights to Pokemon, 4Kids did not finish dubbing two Yu-Gi-Oh! Series, Yu-Gi-Oh! GX and Yu-Gi-Oh! 5Ds. Nuts? Ha! Got him! There are multiple reasons why they didn't finish dubbing GX. They claim because they wanted to hurry up and start dubbing 5Ds. But some people might say it could have been what happened in the last season of GX. A lot of violence, as well as things they don't consider family friendly. Despite Yu-Gi-Oh! Being their golden child at the time, their golden child was about to move out of the parents' basement. You see, at one point, 4Kids engaged in some illegal transactions with the Yu-Gi-Oh! Licensing to the point where they were trying to market off of it without having to pay royalties to the main creator. So, TV Tokyo found out about this, and yeah, they tried to terminate the agreement with 4Kids Entertainment. Haha! Now this is getting good. This is where things really get intense. So, they tried to terminate their agreement. But at the same time, 4Kids was working on the English dub of Yu-Gi-Oh! Zexal. So, what they decided to do in Japan is try and get a different company to do the English dub of Yu-Gi-Oh! Zexal. They tried Bang Zoom Entertainment in California, and they even had Johnny Young Bosch, aka the second Black Mighty Morphin Power Ranger, to be the voice of the main character in Yu-Gi-Oh! Zexal. But 4Kids pointed out that their contract was not terminated properly, and also to save themselves, they filed for bankruptcy. So, yeah, they won that case. But Karma would come back and fucking throat punch 4Kids to the point where they're gasping for life. Why is it that I say this? Well, because they filed for bankruptcy, they were on the verge of dying completely. But fret not, they were saved by Konami. Fun fact, Konami owns Yu-Gi-Oh! So now, as of today, Konami took 4Kids Entertainment and transformed it to 4K Media. Their job? Just dub Yu-Gi-Oh! That's it. Nothing else, nothing more. The titan of the English dub world, known as 4Kids Entertainment, does not exist. 4K Media exists. But sadly, the practice of Americanizing anime is not dead 100%. Some companies still do it as bad as they do. But over time, we can hope that maybe, just maybe, they'll change their ways. So yeah, that was another fun-filled episode of Let's Talk Anime. As usual, I am your host, Darrangerous. If you like this episode, I strongly recommend that you like, comment, subscribe, and hit the bell icon. You can get notifications. And tune in next time, where we are going to take a deep, deep look at the human psyche. But not mine. I think we've had enough of mine today. Till then, see ya! Darrangerous style, otaku grace, let's talk anime is in your face.